We'll get to the history and all of this in just a second, but Election Day quickly turned into Election Week. And in that time, the campaigns had very different messages. Joe Biden encouraging his supporters to be patient, let the process play out. President Trump, on the other hand, took a very different approach, casting doubt on the election process itself, and also saying even today, he said, quote, "I won the election by a lot," end quote. Today, we also got a statement from his campaign saying the fact of the matter is this election is far from over. To start here today, we begin with Sarah Dallof, who is in Delaware, where the president and vice president-elect will be addressing the country in just a couple of hours. She begins our Decision 2020 coverage today. All right, Sarah, thank you so much. Now, reaction is pouring in from all across the world, the country, and of course, right here in Central Virginia. We continue our team coverage for you here tonight. From downtown Richmond, we're going to hear from people from both sides of this discussion, those who support Donald Trump and those that support Joe Biden. But to start here today, we're going to go to Henry Graff, who spoke to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to get some reaction. I get the feeling here the night is still young. As you take a look behind me, people continue to come in and celebrate this win here for the Biden-Harris ticket. We've seen signs. There's one right there that says "You're fired." We've also seen people chant loudly that the president is about to lose his job. We'll send it back to you for right now in the studio, but you can get a sense of the electricity that's happening here in the streets of Washington, D.C. On your side, Anthony Antoine, NBC 12. Yeah, I'm Anthony Antoine, back here in Washington, D.C., where you can see behind me, thousands of people are still out here in the streets voicing their support for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who will become the 46th president of the United States and the first woman to become the vice president. Also the first black woman and the first South Asian woman to hold that office. The vibe here on the streets, very jubilant. Everyone that we've spoken to has kind of given us the feedback that this is divine intervention. They've mentioned Ruth Bader Ginsburg, John Lewis, people like that who are no longer with us, but they believe all of those things played into a factor. They are very happy with the turnout here. 74 million people all across the country or so voted for Joe Biden, and they really feel like there's a sense of gratitude to especially the black voters. They believe that the African American community in cities all across the country really turned out. But for right now, we'll send it back to you, Brent, in the studio.
Former Virginia Republican House Speaker Kirk Cox announces his run for governor in 2021, and that news breaking from Cox's campaign website overnight. Kelly Avellino is live from the State House with more on what we're learning about Cox's bid to lead the Commonwealth. Kelly.
Well, Sarah, former Speaker Kirk Cox says he is the only Republican candidate who can unite the GOP party here in Virginia and take the win to become Virginia's next governor. Democrats potentially who have already thrown their hat in the ring to become Virginia's next governor. In the Republican primary, though, leading up to next fall's gubernatorial election, the only other conservative candidate to announce their bid to become Virginia's next governor is State Senator Amanda Chase, known for her fiery brand of politics. And it is worth noting that a Republican here in Virginia has not won a statewide race since 2009. On your side, I'm Kelly Avellino for NBC 12.
Kelly, thank you.
Kelly Avellino is live in Richmond this morning, breaking down the specific data for where you live right here in Central Virginia. And Kelly, let's get a look.
Well, Anthony, this is certainly not the trend anyone was hoping for, but experts had predicted an upswing in the fall to winter months, and this is what we are now seeing. Let's take a look at the COVID rates where you live. Let's start in Chesterfield, some of the highest rates in Central Virginia at this point. Today on the state's response, that's at 2 p.m. It's a press conference. We will be asking questions as well, and we'll certainly roll that live for you on all of our digital platforms, the NBC 12 News app, which is free. You can check us out on Facebook. If you're on Amazon, Fire, Roku, or Apple TV, we're there for you. On your side, I'm Kelly Avellino for NBC 12.
Kelly, thank you so much. All that context so helpful as we look at businesses and school systems making these changes and adjusting throughout the pandemic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the good news here is that we're not hearing of any injuries, but the damage really unimaginable. Take a look at this contracting company here, and then over the other side, you can see the Palm Tree Inn where people were asleep. It's a long road to recovery for many businesses in Cortland. The National Weather Service confirms a tornado ripped through the small town in Southampton County around 3 this morning, leaving a trail of destruction. Cars, work trucks, and U-Hauls look like they've been tossed around like paper in the wind. The roof of the Palm Tree Inn completely gone. Those I spoke with off camera say the motel was booked to capacity when the strong storms moved through.
There's always warnings here and we never get anything.
That changed today for Mallory Francis and her grandma, who was inside this home. She took shelter in a closet when she heard the storm coming.
I got a call from my grandma. She said, take cover, it's coming, it's terrible. It sounds like a freight train is about to blow through my house.
Dominion Energy and other power companies spent the day working to repair power lines. The cleanup process far from over tonight after Isaias wreaked havoc here in Southampton. In Southampton County, I'm Eric Perry, NBC 12 News.
When Alan Stoltz, also known as Mr. Butch, turned the corner on a street that knows him well, he never expected the surprise waiting at the end of it. Smiles and cheer from parents, students, and community members, proudly holding signs reminding Mr. Butch just how much he means to all of them.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Wow, this is so humbling.
For the last 13 years, Mr. Butch has gone above and beyond for the students, whom he takes pride in getting to and from school safely. And what makes his encounters even more special, he knows everyone by name.
I've had these kids since kindergarten. Look at them now.
He knows the parents pretty well, too.
We just know when they get on the bus, he loves them. He greets my husband every morning.
Kelly Jonigan helped organize the send-off, which was emotional for her. She recalled a time when Mr. Butch stopped by one day to check on her daughter who'd been missing from the bus stop. She was out sick from school. It's that type of empathy and love for the job and students that will be missed.
You can tell Mr. Butch is loved because there's even seniors here who had him. They're like standing over there, but to get up this early in the morning for a senior is a big deal.
A big deal for someone who's, well, a big deal for his kindness and the example he sets for others.
And I will probably say I'm the only bus driver in Hanover County, probably in the state of Virginia, okay? And I've always had this rule. What is it, guys?
Make the girls get on first.
Girls get on first.
And the warm greetings students will never forget.
Always greets us with a nice hello.
He is the kindest, most generous bus driver.
This is unreal. I'm blown away by all this.
The Queen, Latifah that is, told 1,400 Virginia women the importance of uplifting each other. But before she encouraged women to aim higher than before, the Harvard W.E.B. Du Bois Medal recipient spoke with us. Latifah said there's no better time to advocate for the advancement of marginalized people than this year, the 400th anniversary of women settling in Virginia and Africans being brought to the Commonwealth. But the Grammy Award-winning rapper said that advancement starts with the way women treat themselves.
How about we stop talking about each other behind each other's backs? How about we stop judging what we should look like as politicians? How about we stop judging one another in the workplace and support each other?
The event kicked off by recognizing dozens of influential Virginia women just one day after Richmond made history by unveiling the first ever monument dedicated solely to the accomplishments of women. On your side in Richmond, Alex Whitler, NBC 12 News.